In the last video I was asking actively for feedback, and thank you so much everyone. I will now always link a weekly updated list of game review requests that I received. If you want to help me out, you can find the link in the description. Write your suggestions in the comments below, what games look promising that I should probably take a look at. As always, a subscription to the channel and my Steam curator list helps immensely. Enjoy the video. Beglitched is a unique match 3 and Minesweeper combination with a cool little PC themed story. The match 3 part doesn't require you to just match 3 and make as many combos as possible, but actually takes a more strategic approach to tile placement, as you will need to find an opponent hidden below the tiles by gathering clues around the board and then exploding the right tile. That makes most of the match 3 encounters pretty quick, while the game adds more hindrances to mix up that mechanic. Really fun game. Democratic Socialism Simulator is a relatively short game that highlights the different issues the US and other countries in the world are facing right now and offers hope. Hope for how we might be able to work towards a better society for everyone. The scenarios are well chosen and the game does an admirable job of teaching the player about consequences. Reaching socially accepted socialism is a bit too easy, but overall it is a good message at just the right time. Long Gone Days is an RPG with a highly intriguing story about the dark side of military life. The mechanics also revolve more around those military aspects, making it one of the most interesting indie RPG settings I've seen in ages. The combat is relatively straightforward, but has its own unique twist to that formula. It is a thoroughly interesting game with great characters, a highly unique world that begs you to learn its secrets, and really the definition of a hidden gem.
It's Pamplemousse. Your rant's late again.
I can't even put into words how much I adore the attitude of this game. At its core, Dominique Pamplemousse is a very light adventure game with claymation animation. Oh, and it's a musical. Fair warning, the singing isn't good, but it's just so consistent and just works so charmingly well as the voice of this world that I find it hard to complain about it. Be prepared to smile about the frequent off-pitched note though. This game seems so wrong, but it's also so cheeky and utterly unique that it's really in its own league. If you are in a very special mood, you might end up randomly loving this to bits and pieces.
It's so nice to see you here. Please do try not to break anything, or you'll be booted in the rear.
Far From Noise is a beautiful, beautiful game that might mean a lot more or less to you based on your current life situation. It is a very text-heavy story game and an exercise in slowing down, but it is also a very introspective look at our own perspective, our priorities, shortcomings, loneliness, friends, nature, life goals. I could make this list endless, and it will very likely end up being a very personal experience for you as well as it was for me. Haque is a roguelike that does a lot of things right. It has mysterious story beats, plenty of depth in combat and item variety, a really cool respawn idea that doesn't reward you with progression, but story beats if you reach certain areas, and some other cool ideas. You might need a few minutes to chew through the UI and controls, but it's still definitely worth checking out for roguelike fans. Oh, and extra points for the absolutely fantastic soundtrack. At its core, Rascals is a relatively traditional roguelike with a unique personality. What sets it apart is its fun equipment system, with your stats being card-based, which means you'll slot cards into a small matrix where each new card presents you with a new puzzle to find the optimal loadout. Couple that with cards functioning as currency that you can invest for some health recharges and a few mini quests, and you have a really fun little game with enough opportunities around every corner to keep you playing. Micromages is genuinely great. It has a ton of varied environments that incrementally challenge your seemingly simple navigation possibilities further, cool boss fights and animations, simple but very, very smart level design, and cool features for a co-op experience that elevates its excellent single-player content even further. Add some co-op specific power-ups, cool nostalgic throwbacks, and a hard mode on top of the perfectly snappy controls, and you simply have a winner. No Delivery is a procedurally generated CRPG pizza restaurant simulator roguelike adventure horror game with plenty mechanics and 6 different endings to explore. The dev tried something pretty unique and interesting here, which largely and much to my surprise actually worked out. This is a game that really exceeds its first impression, and I implore everyone to check this out because this is probably one of the best and most original RPG Maker takes I've come across in a long time. At first, Vignettes starts out as a straightforward puzzle game about changing perspectives on items to turn them into other items. Later on, it offers more mysteries to solve, which are quite playful and reward exploration of the game's hidden mechanics. The basic premise stays simple, as you just rotate something until it turns into a different item outside of your view, which feels very playful and is something anyone can enjoy tinkering with. Thank you again so much for watching. If you still want to share your opinion on the other content ideas that I shared in the last video, I would love to know, so please let me know in the comments of this video or in the last video. Have a great week.